You always gotta wait until after inspection to make these race reviews because you never know what's gonna happen since the 2019 rules with inspection has come out and stuff has definitely happened. Welcome to what might be the shortest and most boring race review on this channel that I've done because honestly that race was just it had nothing. Like there was really nothing that happened in the race. There were 6 lead changes, 3 of which happened under green flag conditions. 2 happened on pit road under yellow, and 1 happened because the leader got spun out by a lap car. Let's go to the part that was interesting. When Martin Truex Jr. was leading the race, green flag pit stops were starting. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. was one of the first to come down pit road. He took 4 tires, got away, and then he tried to get around Truex, and he went up the racetrack and clipped Truex in the 19, spun around from the race lead because of Stenhouse. It allowed Kyle Busch to take the lead in the 18. Truex, though, did a kind of burnout style spin around, got back going straight, and once he merged back up onto the racetrack, he had such a big lead over the rest of the competition. He merged down third, and he got third and came down pit road, whatever, and he kind of came through the field and got to Kyle Busch, ended up winning the race. Martin Truex Jr. wins his 2nd straight race of the season. It's his 6th win of the season. It was a 1, 2, 3, 4 for Joe Gibbs Racing at the time, and he got the season sweep at Richmond, and it's the first time in his career he's gotten back-to-back wins in races. So Martin Truex Jr. riding all the momentum. He went like two or 3 months without a win, dating back to Sonoma, and now he has 2 straight. So that's crazy how Truex kind of turned it up come playoff time. Definitely a contender now to make it to the championship 4 and have a shot at Homestead for the championship. One of my predictions at the beginning of the season was that a team would go 1, 2, 3 in a race this season. That has come true in more ways than one. It started off at Daytona in the Daytona 500. It came true. Joe Gibbs Racing got 1, Denny Hamlin, 2, Kyle Busch, 3, Eric Jones. They got 1, 2, 3. I was like, oh, that's perfect. There it is. That prediction's already done. But then Joe Gibbs was like, we're not done with that. At Pocono, the second Pocono race, they got 1, Denny Hamlin, 2, Eric Jones, I think, and 3, Martin Truex Jr. So they got 1, 2, 3 there. And then here at Richmond, they said, not to be outdone, we want something better than 1, 2, 3. Martin Truex Jr. 1, Kyle Busch 2, Denny Hamlin 3, Eric Jones 4. Joe Gibbs Racing got a 1, 2, 3, 4. The first in their team history and the first since 2005. That was when Roush Fenway Racing did it back in 2005. Now here's the problem. Post-race tech happens, and normally they take 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and they put them into the tech room. However, because the playoffs have started, they send every playoff car through some sort of tech inspection. Maybe it's not the full tech inspection, but it's just some sort of tech inspection just to make sure. And lo and behold, 4th place finisher Eric Jones failed post-race inspection, which means that the Joe Gibbs Racing 1, 2, 3, 4 is gone. It's a Joe Gibbs Racing 1, 2, 3 once again. This moves Brad Keselowski up to 4th and some others up as well. But so this is probably the biggest hit in the Cup Series that we've had in terms of post-race inspection. So far, it's happened in trucks. We've had the winner DQ'd. It's happened in Xfinity. We've had the winner DQ'd. We've not had the winner DQ'd in Cup so far, and we also haven't really had anything of this caliber. The reason it hasn't been of this caliber, this is the playoffs. For Eric Jones, he came in 26 points below the cutoff. He got up and got stage points and had a great night, and he went from 26 points down to 3 points down. He gained 23 points tonight. That was he got 42 points from this race. And he loses those 42 points. He gets last place points. He loses all the stage points. And now he's going to leave about 45 points below the cutoff. Just think about that. He went from being really below to gaining a ton and being able to play his way into now having to win the Roval in order to advance. That is a lot of people's brackets are going to be busted right there because Eric Jones, I'm sure some people had through round 1 because he's in a Joe Gibbs car. Joe Gibbs has been pretty dominant this season. But Eric Jones right now is on the cusp of not making it. If he does not win the Roval, he is not making it into the second round, which would already bust my bracket. Another thing that happened during the race, which was early on, Alex Bowman took it 3 wide on an early restart on Austin Dillon. He hit the 3 a little bit. Then Dillon went down to one of the next corners and dumped the 80 of Alex Bowman. Bowman said over the radio, I'm just kind of paraphrasing here. I don't have the exact quote on me quite yet as of now, but he said something like, I'm going to take that silver spoon he's been fed all these years and shove it up his ass. Something like that. He was pretty mad about what Austin Dillon did. So Alex Bowman, he had a bad night. William Byron had a bad night. A lot of drivers that were on the bubble had bad nights. And it allowed Ryan Newman, who was on the bubble but had a great night, to get a ton of points. He didn't get any stage points in stage 1, but he finished like 5th in stage 2. He ran top 5 a lot of the night. He ended up finishing, I think, in 6th. I think it'll be 5th now because of the 20 getting DQ'd. So I think Ryan Newman got the 6 car's first top 5 since Michigan in 2017. So Ryan Newman got a top 5 on the night when he needed it. I think he's going to leave like 14 or 15 points above the cutoff now, which is huge for Ryan Newman, especially going into the Roval, which may not be, a good racetrack for that team. So they have to try and get every point they can out of that race. So Ryan Newman's now above. I think he's about the same amount above as Ryan Blaney is. Blaney has, he's never been good at Richmond. In fact, tonight is going to be his best finish at Richmond. He got 18th, 17th now with the DQ. His best finish for tonight at Richmond was 18th. So he's had horrible times at Richmond. So I think he and Blaney are kind of the same above. Byron is barely above. If he's above, I don't even know if he's. It's him and Bowman that are kind of tied. Almirola and Boyer are there. Yeah, Almirola and Boyer are there. Kurt Busch is like 15 below. So it's actually kind of close at the cutoff. From Newman down to Kurt Busch. That's like one bad stage, one bad race. Newman wrecks, Blaney wrecks. We know how unpredictable the Roval can be. So that's really all I have to say. There wasn't really much to talk about this race. 6 lead changes, as I mentioned. The leader got spun out. Bowman was mad at Austin Dillon. The loop data had 1,005 green flag passes on the racetrack, which is the second least in Richmond history since the induction of loop data, which was 2005. The lowest was the fall race in 2015, which had like 955. So a bland race overall. Not much to talk about. Richmond in this package don't mix at all. I've kind of said just cut the spoilers off for next season, please, dear God. But keep the spoiler if you want at Talladega and Daytona, maybe Kansas. Or just call Kansas the third plate track. And then give them 750 horsepower everywhere else. Just give them 550 horsepower in the big spoilers at Kansas and Talladega and Daytona. And everywhere else, give them 750 and small spoilers. But yeah, that's it. Not really much to talk about. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys for the next video.